Hello, this is Brenda Metcalf, and I'm with the Environmental Education Council of Ohio. And today we have our Eco Career Chat. And with me, I have Eric King. And Eric, would you like to say what your job title is and a little bit about what you do?
Yes, thank you, Brenda. I work for the Great Parks of Hamilton County in the Cincinnati area, and I am a full-time farm interpreter. On my brand, on the link to my email, I have farm/neighbor interpreter because we're well-rounded here. This could be called Great Parks of Hamilton County Outdoor Education Center, but it's not. It's called Parky's Farm, which Parky is the mascot of the Great Parks. He's been around for a long time. He's a raccoon. And I am the host of Field Trips. I always call myself Mr. Field Trip. And originally they couldn't decide what to call us. We weren't naturalists, even though I worked out the red before I worked here, and we were called naturalists. But even the naturalists aren't called naturalists here anymore. We are interpreters. We're CIG. And I couldn't have designed a better job for myself. Caught 1,000 fish last year, mostly at work.
Wow. So do you need a degree to do your job? And if so, what is that degree?
You know, I think on the job title it says or experience, but you might as well go to Hocking College and get that associate's degree, grow up a little bit, meet 1,000 people, 100 people just like you. And that will help you to discover some of the more things available in the field. And a lot of people that I've met in the field have been to Hocking College. Myself, I went on to OU. I bought a half-acre, built a cabin, worked out the red in '86, and then when that was over, I went back to OU, lived at my cabin, and commuted and got the bachelor's in outdoor education at OU in the recreation field. I want to back up and say that we host these field trips. It could be special needs people, it could be elderly, it could be school groups, it could be anybody. And it's never dull, always exciting.
Fabulous. So was there a class in high school that really helped you to have an aha moment of what you wanted to do, or was there one that you would recommend?
I am not real studious in that I would say I'm from the school of life in that I'm gregarious. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And my dad was a minister. I come from a Brady Bunch type of family, and I'm sort of a natural interpreter. What I would suggest would be to go to see a counselor at school to help you make decisions. Maybe that counselor would have suggested Hocking College for me. I always thought the counselors for the heavy people with real problems. And I made a whole lot of problems or a whole lot of mistakes in my pursuit of where I am now, where it looks like I had it all planned out. But believe me, it was 11 years from high school to where I started here.
Okay.
So obviously the environmental classes, you're looking at somebody, I never took chemistry. I mean, you probably don't want to hear this. I wouldn't wanted to. My brain doesn't work like that. I'm hyperactive. I'm ready to go right now. You want to go do something out here? I've had a pony.
Well, you found your perfect job. So what is the most fun thing about your position?
But you know, a lot of people say I like people, but when I say that, I really like people. I would say the staff every year working with them. I mean, they're always 16, 17, 18, and I get a year older every year, which I'm 60 now. Can't believe it. I remember when I was 18, but just meeting the people and watching them grow up, come back. They might be a nanny, might have babies. I mean, I met males too, but meeting the staff, I've always enjoyed that.
Is there a part of your position that you don't really like?
Well, working at a metro park, I would have to say it's the politics of a metro park and maybe some of the personalities you meet here. Often, you know, that this facility here is too big for one manager. And so you have to let things go on the wayside, certain things. Unfortunately, some of the things you let go on the wayside are things that I might really be interested in. But what I do with that, I mean, I'm close to my extended family here in Cincinnati. I didn't go to Colorado or to the Cascades out in Oregon or Washington or anything. I mean, I'm right here. I'm familiar with the flora and fauna here. I've got, health insurance, a real decent wage. I'm really spoiled rotten. I'm proud of myself when I retire in a year, and that I have the perfect job for myself all these years. See a deer every day. Got a big garden out here, orchard. I worked at a U-Pick farm in high school. I know a little about a lot. It makes it make me dangerous, really.
Is there something that you know now you wish you had known back in the day?
Well, I would say what I know now, I guess I just wish I would have sped my career along a little bit rather than waiting 11 years to end up here now. Looking at my life and the way it's all worked out, I wouldn't change a thing, but it might have. I mean, this place I'm working at didn't start until 90. And I interviewed to be a naturalist. Those jobs back in the day were in the newspaper. And I applied for one and didn't get it. And then I became a volunteer. I had 2 degrees in outdoor education. I was in love. And they listened to my shtick in that interview, and they said, "We're starting a farm up the road. Maybe you could work there." Well, I loved farms. I can't fix nothing. I love pigs. And we have a menagerie of farm animals here. I don't know if I answered your question or not.
No, that was good. So really volunteering actually helped you quite a bit then.
It did, and I've never had more fun than I've had at these workshops that you advertise on your website. Went to the 101 conference in '86. Awesome. The park here doesn't really promote that. Like I said, it kind of goes back to some of the frustrations getting together with other interpreters. But those workshops that you often host, great place to network and meet people. It's kind of like the Hawking Tech thing. You meet all these people who sort of dress like you and have the same thoughts. When I didn't even know that was a thing. Thought I was this unique personality. Turns out I was wrong again.
So networking obviously is important for your field and for many fields, actually.
Sure.
So does your organization offer any shadowing opportunities or volunteer opportunities?
Well, they certainly do volunteering. With the COVID, their volunteers aren't back yet. And in my career here at this farm, we've only had one intern. And that was an employee who sort of went to Hawking and came back and worked for nothing. But I do believe there are some, because I saw it on Facebook Live the other day. The COVID has given me a chance to do these Facebook Lives, which when you ask me the worst part of my job or what I don't like, it's technology for me, which would not be the young people's thing. But my nephews, etc., they work in the environmental field too. They're 20-something and they just laugh at me, but it is not funny. It's belittling, actually, the username and password and all that. But yeah, the networking, definitely, you need a lot of skills to do a lot of jobs, like you said. But, here you could just name them all, farmer, fisherman, gardener, interpreter, cold calls. So walk up to somebody, say hi, and next thing you know, you met another friend. I do it all the time. I was going to say I've done 18 Facebook Lives. So you could find me on the Great Parks of Hamilton County website, and some of them are with me there. They average like 40 minutes.
Wow.
Got friends at Columbus Metro, and they said, even my own mom said, "Eric, they're too long." I said, they said that's okay. They said nobody watches them all the way through. They might take them up later, but I love theater. And that has enabled me to use that, which I use that all the time, but having a lot of fun with it. I'm researching alpacas and llamas right now, and who knew there was so much on them? That's on the 30th of September, 10 o'clock. I get real nervous. I get nervous every day.
Well, so obviously you're an extrovert, so that has helped you. Now, if a student would have a question about what you do, would they be able to contact you via email and set up a call to discuss in more detail about your position?
Oh, that'd be so humbling. I would love that.
Great.
I often feel for the young people now with this COVID and the unknown, even school teachers. It's the world of the unknown. But my email address is eking@greatparks.org.
We will have it at the end of the video as well,
Yeah,
and yeah, and on the website. So
yes.
absolutely. Well, thank
I
you,
worked, I
Eric.
worked, I worked weekends for 20 years. I figure when you go to a park on vacation and you want somebody to be there, well, that was me. I don't work weekends anymore. The park has reorganized. It's a long story. But for years and years and years and years, it was field trip, field trip, field trip, field trip, field trip. And my day, I'd come to work and plan that day or get ready for that day because it's too overwhelming to look at all of them. Sometimes in the interpretive field, you don't feel like doing it.
But obviously, you've loved your job for all these years, so that's incredible.
I went to the Trappers Convention the last 3 years, which is controversial. I couldn't do it myself, but I love the American heritage of it all. And in the 90s, I have all the pelts, and I did a lot of that impromptu nature talks or used them for the theme or just a way to kill some time. People don't know about so much natural things. You think you don't know anything till you meet somebody that, is that a goat? Well, actually, that's a calf.
Every day is a learning experience.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Eric, so much for being with us today. We greatly appreciate it. And again, Eric's information will be on the website for you to contact him. And Eric, enjoy your day at the park.
Thank you, Brenda. It was really nice meeting you. And you people in the field, good luck to you.